Donald Trump. On July 13, 2024, an assassination attempt occurred during a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, targeting former President Donald Trump. The shooter, identified as Thomas Matthew Crooks, attacked from an elevated position outside the rally venue, using an AR-style rifle. Crooks was shot and killed by the Secret Service after wounding Trump and critically injuring 2 attendees. This incident, the most serious attempt on a presidential candidate since 1981, has reignited concerns about political violence in the deeply polarized climate of the United States. Andrew Jackson. On January 30th, 1835, President Andrew Jackson was nearly assassinated while leaving a funeral at the United States Capitol. Richard Lawrence, a mentally unstable house painter, approached Jackson with 2 pistols. With a cold, calculated aim, he fired both weapons at Jackson from point-blank range. Miraculously, both pistols misfired. Jackson, known for his combative personality, responded by attacking Lawrence with his cane until aides intervened. This failed attempt was one of the first known assassination efforts on a sitting U.S. president and underscored the vulnerability of even the most protected leaders. Queen Victoria. In the 19th century, Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom faced several assassination attempts. One of the most dramatic incidents occurred on June 10, 1840, when the young queen, just 21 years old, and early in her reign, was riding in an open carriage with her beloved husband, Prince Albert, through the crowded streets of London. A deafening crack of gunfire suddenly shattered the joyous atmosphere. Edward Oxford, a young bartender with a history of mental instability, emerged from the crowd and fired 2 shots directly at the Queen. Oxford was apprehended by bystanders and found not guilty by reason of insanity. These attempts on Queen Victoria's life highlighted the vulnerabilities of monarchs and the persistent threats they faced. King Louis XV. In 1757, King Louis XV of France faced a chilling assassination attempt that shook the French monarchy to its core. Robert Francois d'Amiens, a disillusioned servant, lunged at the king with a knife, piercing his royal flesh. The court was thrown into chaos as blood spilled. Louis XV, though gravely wounded, survived the attack, while d'Amiens was captured and subjected to a gruesome execution. This brutal episode underscored the vulnerabilities of European monarchs and foreshadowed the violent upheavals that would later engulf France. The attempt on Louis XV's life was a stark reminder of the extreme lengths individuals would go to alter the course of history. Abraham Lincoln. Before his assassination in 1865, President Abraham Lincoln faced several threats to his life. One such terrifying close call occurred in August 1864, as the Civil War raged. Lincoln's carriage was ambushed near the White House. A lone gunman fired. The bullet narrowly missed Lincoln's head and embedded itself in the carriage. The near miss intensified the growing fears for his safety amid a nation divided. This brush with death illustrated the relentless threats faced by Lincoln during one of America's most turbulent eras. His eventual assassination by John Wilkes Booth was a pivotal moment in history, but the earlier attempts highlighted the constant peril he lived under. Lyndon B. Johnson. Just 3 days after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, newly sworn-in President Lyndon B. Johnson faced a terrifying threat on November 25, 1963. During his stay at a Dallas hotel, a disgruntled individual managed to get close to Johnson with a concealed firearm. His name was David Addix. The situation was tense. Johnson's security team acted swiftly, subduing Addix before he could draw his weapon. This attempt, occurring during a period of national mourning, could have plunged the United States into deeper turmoil had it been successful. Harry S. Truman. On November 1, 1950, President Harry S. Truman was residing at Blair House, the temporary White House, during renovations of the executive mansion. Puerto Rican nationalists Oscar Collazo and Griselio Torresola launched a brazen assault and attempted to assassinate Truman by storming Blair House. Gunfire erupted. The fierce exchange left Torresola dead and Collazo captured, while Truman remained unharmed. This audacious attack highlighted the threats from political extremists and underscored the critical importance of presidential security. Ronald Reagan. President Ronald Reagan was leaving the Washington Hilton Hotel after delivering his speech on March 30, 1981, when John Hinckley Jr. unleashed a hail of bullets. Hinckley fired 6 shots, wounding Reagan and 3 others. Amid the chaos, Secret Service agents rushed Reagan to the hospital, where he underwent emergency surgery. Reagan's survival was nothing short of miraculous. Hinckley's deranged motive, driven by an obsession with actress Jodie Foster, added a bizarre twist to the harrowing event. This shocking attempt underscored the unpredictable nature of threats against public figures and reinforced the critical need for vigilant security measures to protect leaders. Pope John Paul II. On May 13, 1981, Pope John Paul II was shot and critically wounded by Mehmet Ali Agca, a Turkish gunman in St. Peter's Square, Vatican City. The tranquil atmosphere shattered as 4 bullets struck the Pope, leaving him gravely injured. The world watched in horror as the beloved spiritual leader was rushed to the hospital for life-saving surgery. Agca's motives remained shrouded in mystery, adding to the tension and intrigue of the attack. Despite the severe injuries, Pope John Paul II survived and later forgave his assailant, embodying his message of peace and reconciliation. This dramatic episode highlighted the ever-present risks faced by even the most revered religious leaders. Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, the leader of India's non-violent independence movement, survived several assassination attempts before his death in 1948. One such attempt occurred in 1934, when a bomb was thrown at his car during a rally in Pune. The explosion reverberated through the air. Miraculously, Gandhi survived unscathed. The attempt, however, foreshadowed the increasing hostility he would face from political opponents. His eventual assassination in 1948 by Nathuram Godse was a tragic end to the life's work and left a lasting impact on India and its struggle for freedom. Adolf Hitler. During the height of World War II on July 20, 1944, Adolf Hitler was the target of a bold assassination plot orchestrated by German military officers led by Klaus von Stauffenberg. The conspirators planted a bomb in Hitler's Wolf's Lair headquarters, located deep in the Polish forest. The tension was palpable as the bomb exploded, sending shockwaves through the bunker. Miraculously, Hitler survived with only minor injuries, shielded by a heavy table. The failed plot, known as the July 20th plot, led to severe repercussions for the conspirators. This daring attempt underscored the extreme risks and complexities involved in trying to eliminate one of history's most guarded and feared leaders. Fidel Castro. Fidel Castro, the former leader of Cuba, faced numerous assassination attempts throughout his life, one of the most infamous being the CIA's plot to kill him with an exploding cigar in the early 1960s. This plot, like many others, was never executed, and was among many attempts that ranged from poisoned diving suits to femme fatales. Castro's uncanny ability to survive these elaborate plots became legendary. His survival highlighted not only his personal vigilance, but also the desperate measures his adversaries would take to eliminate him. Despite the relentless efforts to end his rule, Castro's enduring presence on the world stage showcased his ability to outmaneuver his adversaries and maintain his grip on power. If you want to be a great ball of knowledge yourself, be awesome, and leave your inputs on the video or suggest any other video ideas below.